crazy girl. My name is Emily, and I need to tell a story about the worst person I've ever met, a shameless freeloader named Tiffany. For years, she made my life miserable in ways no one would believe if I didn't have proof. And the worst part? At first, I actually liked her, but over time, I realized she was a true monstrosity. Tiffany was awful in every way. And I'm not just talking about her looks, but her soul. A real snake disguised as a friend. At first, she would occasionally come to my house, always with that pitiful face, asking to stay for a while, because she couldn't stand her annoying mom anymore. My mom, who had a soft heart, always let her in. Little did she know, she was inviting a nightmare into her home. Over time, the quick visits became a routine. Every single weekend, Tiffany showed up unannounced. She'd go straight to the fridge, dig her hands into the pots, and serve herself like she owned the place. She never asked if she could, never waited to be served nothing. And the worst part? She ate like she was at an all-you-can-eat buffet, leaving crumbs and a mess everywhere. After stuffing herself like an ogre, Tiffany would throw herself onto the couch, burping and farting as if she were alone. My mom and I were embarrassed, but at first, we tried to ignore it. But things kept getting worse. One time, I baked a simple cake for an afternoon snack. When I went to get a piece, Tiffany had already devoured half of it by herself. When I asked if she was going to leave some for others, she laughed and said, "Wow, Emily, don't be stingy. You sound like those grumpy old ladies." Another time, my mom made a special dinner. She served everyone, but Tiffany, as clueless as ever, grabbed a giant plate and served herself first. There was barely enough food left for the rest of us. My mom, being polite, didn't say anything at the moment, but I could see in her eyes that her patience was wearing thin. And as if her freeloading wasn't bad enough, Tiffany had zero hygiene. One night, she stayed over after eating like a tractor. In the middle of the night, I woke up to an unbearable stench. When I turned on the light, she was lying on her back, mouth wide open, snoring, and the whole room reeked of farts. I was so disgusted I had to sleep in the living room. The worst situation happened when Tiffany showed up at my house with a bag full of food she bought for us. I found it suspicious because I had never seen that monster spend money on anyone. When we opened the bag, it was all half-eaten food, soggy fries, a bitten burger, and even an already opened yogurt. She had the nerve to say, "If you want, we can share." But Tiffany had a pattern. When she was broke, she clung to my house. When she got some money, she disappeared. One time, her dad gave her some cash, and she vanished for weeks. When she came back, she acted like nothing had happened. The final straw came when my mom made a special lunch, and Tiffany, as usual, stuffed herself. But this time, my mom had had enough. "Listen here, Tiffany, enough. You don't live here. You don't pay for anything. You don't help with anything. And you only make a mess. That's it, you're out." Tiffany turned red, looking as ugly as a tomato. She stood up angrily and stomped out. But her revenge came later. She started mocking me at school, saying I was cheap, and that my mom was a witch. As if that wasn't enough, she began throwing trash in front of my house. One day, she walked past me on the street, gave me that horrendous smirk, and spat on my foot. I held back for as long as I could. But one day, Tiffany went too far. She grabbed a bag of garbage and threw it at me in the middle of the street, in front of everyone. That's when I had an idea. I took out my phone and started recording everything, every insult, every disgusting thing she did, every piece of trash she threw at me. And then, I posted it on social media. The video went viral. Everyone saw how shameless and disgusting Tiffany was. The comments were brutal. People who used to hang out with her started avoiding her. The biggest blow came when her family saw the video. Her furious mother forced Tiffany to leave town to escape the shame. And that's how I got rid of the worst person I've ever known. Tiffany may be gone, but the lesson remains: I will never let anyone take advantage of me again. And you, what would you do in my place? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. Leave a like to help the video reach more people and, most importantly, share it with your friends. It makes all the difference. Until next time.